The following program is a part of Black Squirrel Entertainment.
What rock and roll legend just released a new song?
And what is HBO up to?
Making Kent feel like Hollywood. This is The Blurb. Welcome back. I'm your pair of Calvin Klein underwear, Nick Keller.
And I'm your Balenciaga bag, Sam Thomas.
You excited to be here today?
I am very excited to be here.
I bet you are. Well, we're going to start off with some more solemn news. Maggie Smith, the prolific multi-award-winning actress described by peers as being one of a kind and possessed a sharp eye, sharp wit, and formidable talent, has passed away last Friday at age 89. Her work, which ranged from the prime of Miss Jean Brodie to Harry Potter to Downton Abbey, brought her global recognition as well as 2 Oscars and 8 BAFTAs. The news was announced by her sons, Chris Larkin and Toby Stevens, who said, quote, "She passed away peacefully in the hospital early this morning, the 27th of September," end quote. We here at The Blurb will always love and cherish her work.
Yeah, it's amazing how long her career was.
Seriously, I know. I think a couple years ago I was like, she's still around?
I'm going to say it. The name we all know that we'll never stop mentioning, Taylor Swift, thus continuing the streak. But today, with a focus on the Kelsey brothers, where the brothers are getting an iconic little golden book to inspire children with their biography, telling the story of playing against your own brother in the Super Bowl, along with their life outside of professional sport. There is, of course, a Swift mention with a full illustrated spread of the couple, telling when they started dating and how she cheers on and supports Travis during games. So if you're interested in adding this little book to your collection, you can October 15th, along with the already published Taylor Swift Little Golden Book biography, just to keep the pair together.
That's really funny. I remember when the Taylor Swift one came out and I was in Walmart and I was like, "Blonde girl, what are you doing here?" Well, Stevie Nicks of Fleetwood Mac fame has released a new single called The Lighthouse. The song is inspired by the fight to reinstate the abortion rights in the U.S. Nicks wrote the robust, swaggering rock song in the aftermath of the June 2022 decision by the Supreme Court of the U.S. to overturn the 1973 Roe v. Wade ruling that Americans had a constitutional right to abortion. In the song, Nicks casts herself as the titular lighthouse, guiding women to campaign for their rights. She sings, quote, "I want to teach them to fight. I want to tell them this has happened before. Don't let it happen again," end quote.
I think that's really important.
Yeah,
that's awesome to see.
Yeah, that's really cool of her.
As comedies like Barry and Curb Your Enthusiasm have come to an end, HBO is trying to build back its repertoire by ordering 3 new shows from some modern comedy stars. Rachel Sennett of Bottoms fame will be starring in a series billed as a codependent friend group reunion. Steve Carell from The Office and much more will be the leading man in a show, quote, set on a college campus, centering on an author's complicated relationship with his daughter, end quote. And finally, Tim Robinson will surely be bringing in the laughs with his upcoming series titled The Chair Company.
I think those are going to be great. I'm really excited for those.
I'm really excited.
Especially with like Rachel Sennett and stuff.
Yeah, I love Tim Robinson.
Well, it's October, baby. Finally, officially the spooky season. We're sharing scary stories as the vibe. But instead of spooky lakes or stories, let's talk about scary-ass science that will make you question reality. Brought to you by the same Swiss tech startup, Finals Park, who just earlier this year released biocomputers that combine tiny, lab-grown human brains with silicon chips to perform computing tasks. Now, with said neuroplatform technology, they have done the horrifying act of making the Matrix real. Inside a virtual world, a mini human brain remotely controls a 3D butterfly model. This virtual world mimics sensory input to the brain stems, and in real time, the mini brain interprets the input and sends back its signals, controlling the butterfly's movements as if the brain itself is living within this simulated world. Learning on its own how to move its new butterfly form, making it so at least to this little computer brain, this is their real world, which to me is quite terrifying, even though it's just in its beginning stages. With how fast AI is changing, where will this technology be in a couple years?
Mr. Anderson.
The red pill or blue pill?
Love is in the air. A star from the Pitch Perfect series, Rebel Wilson, has recently announced her marriage to fashion designer Ramona Agruma. The couple has been together for 2 years and even have a daughter named Royce together. Wilson finally found her Disney princess and even popped the question in front of Sleeping Beauty's castle at Disneyland. Everyone here at the Blurb wishes them a happy marriage.
That's really awesome. I saw that yesterday on Instagram, I think.
I love lesbians.
Well, don't go anywhere, because up next, we're talking about beautiful ass celebrities.
It is that time again, folks. We are back on Behind the Blurb, the only show where we have some of the best comedians out there. I say that because what I'm bringing on is a very comedic and funny person that is on their second semester of the Blurb. So please welcome Sam Thomas.
I don't know which camera to look at. Hi, Coleman.
Hey, you're good, Sam. How you been?
I've been good. Today's been a very chill day.
Awesome. That's great to hear. It's an absolute pleasure having you behind the Blurb.
It's nice being here too, and my family says hi, and they're excited for this.
Well, hello to the Thomas family. I actually saw them when I went and saw Willie Nelson at Blossom Music Center.
They were very excited.
Yeah, shouts to the Thomas family. Anyway, yeah, let's go ahead and get things started here. So, with you being on your second season of the Blurb, I wanted to ask you, what made you want to be a part of the Blurb?
Well, I saw a poster about it, and I really like talking about TV, and I saw that this was talking about TV and actors and comedians, and just movies, and I wanted to talk about it, and it seems like fun, and I'm really glad I joined.
Yeah, I'm very glad you joined as well. You definitely brought a very funny vibe.
Oh, thank
to
you.
the
I'm
show.
glad.
I could count more of the times you made us all laugh with two hands.
I
honestly.
I try hard.
And hey, you very much succeed.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, very glad to have you on the show,
Yeah.
as per usual. While we're on the topic of the theme of our show being about celebrity gossip and whatnot, I wanted to ask you, have you yourself met a celebrity?
Not that I can think of. No, not really.
I understand, but was there a celebrity that you would want to meet?
I think that's hard. I think anyone from SNL would be really cool to meet.
Oh yeah.
Just because I really love this show and the history it has. Or anyone. Okay, answer. Kieran Culkin.
Kieran Culkin?
Yeah.
Give me a little info about them.
Have you ever seen Home Alone?
Oh
Like
yeah, I've
Alone
seen
2?
Home Alone.
He's the kid that pees the bed with the glasses.
Oh.
But he grew up and is Roman Roy on Succession. And I love him in interviews. He just seems like a very nice, genuine, funny guy, and I think it would be nice to meet him.
Neat. That's awesome. I want to rewatch Home Alone now. I'm gonna do that. Well, I guess moving on from movies to like cartoons and whatnot. What would you say is your favorite like cartoon, fairy tale, or whatever, and why would that be the case?
Okay. Huh. Oh, favorite cartoon?
Yeah.
Does King of the Hill count?
Yeah.
It's an animated, okay. It's an adult animated sitcom. It is kind of a slice of life type show about this middle class family in Texas, and Hank Hill is the dad, and he sells propane and propane accessories. His son Bobby is a wannabe performer. His wife Peggy is a substitute teacher for Spanish, but doesn't know any Spanish. But like, it's a very interesting cast of characters. It is very well written. It's Mike Judge. He also made like Beavis and Butthead and Silicon Valley and other stuff. Yeah.
That's neat. That's a great pick right there.
Yeah.
Now you're just making me want to rewatch everything now. Home Alone, King of the Hill, Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah.
I got a lot of catching up to do. Sam Thomas, everybody. We'll be
thank
right
you.
back for more programming.
Welcome back. It's no secret that celebrities have a huge love for fashion. Pretty much almost anyone that has any sort of wealth likes to spend it all on their fashion. That being said, which celebrity dresses the best? Oh, I guess I'll start. Tyler, the Creator, is my pick. I mean, I know I'm obsessed with that guy, but that man has amazing fashion sense. He's got a whole clothing line full of stuff anyway, and anytime I see him in any fit, it's just iconic. It's like I want to be that man. That's
He rocks a lot of outfits that I'm like nobody else could pull off. but Tyler, the
Exactly.
Creator. Nobody else could wear them
he
except
has
Tyler, the
that
Creator.
style.
And it's
That's what
like-
I'm saying.
Yeah.
You can just fit in anything.
Seriously.
Yeah, he can.
Yeah, like that hat specifically.
He has a
This
defined
Call Me If You
brand,
Lost hat
and
is
it,
iconic.
a lot of things
On
fit
it.
under it, and it goes well.
Yeah, for sure.
I love that man. Love that man so much and his fashion. Another one I want to mention is Lil Nas X.
Oh my gosh, I
yeah.
love his
Yeah.
fashion and all his music videos, and I'm like, okay, who styles him first of all? Because I need to know. Because like, okay, the only thing is, like, I don't know if this is particularly in his fashion, but like the blood shoes were kind of questionable.
That was weird. That was weird. And he did have that
But-
one outfit. It was like all orange and it looked like really weird.
I like when
I
people have
like
fun
the
with it.
orange one.
I thought it was a big goofy, but other than that, that man is amazing when it comes to fashion.
He just goes above and beyond. Like his designers, like I don't know how you make that. Any of his costumes, you're like, how do you even do that?
Well, the other thing that I really like about the way he dresses is that I remember it was like really big news when he came out as gay, and it was like after that he just kind of stopped caring like what the public
Right.
thought
I
he
know.
looked like.
Basically, his designer would be like, "What do you want to wear?" And he was just like, "Yes."
Yeah.
Make me something. He's like, I don't care. There
Make it
is no
unique.
Make
like,
it different.
There is
Yeah,
no
different.
gender within fashion, and I really appreciate that he recognizes that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because I especially like I think it was his SNL performance. No, it was the SNL performance that he wore. I think it was like he was dressed as like a demon or something.
Oh yeah, no,
But
that
it was
was
like
fun.
that was really cool,
Yeah.
and I liked it because I remember as soon as like after the whole Old Town Road stuff ended, and he like started like having a bigger career take
Being
off.
himself,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
actually, like having a place in
'cause I feel
society
like-
where he can
I feel
thrive.
like Old Town Road was more like get eyes on him, and then once he's like, okay, I have eyes, now I can be myself, and
Yeah.
whoever stays, stays. If not,
Yeah,
Exactly.
and I stayed because I loved Montero.
oh, me too.
I'm still
Man,
waiting
it's
on a new
all-
album. I'm
it's
still
all-
waiting
it was
on a
good.
new album.
Yeah.
Anyone else got any other celebrities they want to mention?
Oh, I want to go like this one. I don't know if like you guys would agree or not, but I really personally enjoy Chapel Roan.
Yes.
Like
Oh,
the way
yeah,
that
okay.
she
No, that's a good
dresses,
take.
especially
Those are great.
like I don't know, watching the VMAs, like oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
She
agree.
keeps
Jonah-
she keeps her roots from drag very important to everything she does, and I think that really adds to her aesthetics.
Yeah.
And especially when she goes all out on outfits, all out on makeup. Her concerts have themes that people are supposed to dress up to, so I think she really focuses on the fashion, and I think it's really cool to see.
Yeah.
Great point.
Like
Yeah.
her dress is like the Statue of Liberty, and I'm like,
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because where she was touring or whatever,
Yeah.
she kept coming out in different outfits for every performance. And
yeah,
it was, like, always
it
really
was
funny.
awesome.
That's what's unique about it, because some artists are always like in the same outfit, like surrounding their album or surrounding their like
She
overall.
switches up.
Every concert, I'll see her like on TikTok switching it up. So
The VMAs performance where she was like Joan of Arc inspired.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness gracious.
costume designers deserve
It's
a lot more
so
respect.
I love
Yeah.
it
They're-
so
they really will.
much. Like that, like whole thing. Like I know this blog's not about performance or like entertainment in that sort of sense, but oh my gosh, while we're here, that performance was amazing.
Yeah, for sure.
I was going to say another one that's kind of like a throwback, David Bowie.
Oh, definitely.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God.
A
by
fashion
far.
icon of the
I was
70s.
gonna say,
Absolutely.
David Bowie ran so that way Lil Nas X could walk.
Yeah, that's
That's
what I'm
true.
saying. I feel like he literally was the early
I feel like he
version of
really set the standard for like kind of breaking gender norms in clothing.
us. Yeah.
Yeah, there's that interview where they ask him if he's wearing bisexual shoes. Do you guys know that one?
I know what you're talking
I didn't
about.
know there was such a thing.
Yeah, and I think at his school he started a thing where boys could wear long hair or whatever. Like I
Yeah.
think.
Oh.
Also, just the aesthetics that he has around his albums and like how again, kind of like Chapel Roan, where his aesthetics and dress changed throughout different like eras he had with all the different albums. It was really cool to see.
I like the fact that he utilizes like the pops of color.
Yeah.
Like specifically like with that picture and stuff, like the pop of yellow. You know, I feel like people just want to like dress in very like just plain clothes. I feel like the little pops of color here and there. I really like
It
that.
also reflects off of his music and how
It does.
unique his music is to his audience.
He has very colorful music. You look at any of his albums, it's very like open, especially for that time. It's incredibly impressive what he was able to pull off.
I agree.
I have one.
Let's go.
So, this is more recent, but a guy that I have really loved is Ryan Gosling.
Yes.
Ryan Gosling
Yes.
dresses like it might be more, might be more casual than like Lil Nas X
Well,
or
yeah,
David
but-
Bowie, but
yeah.
the way he just emulates like so much off of his outfits, and like you see in La La Land, he's in suits. And you see in Fall Guy, he's in these like track jackets. He just looks good in everything. And every
looking
time he'll be in the press. The press will take these amazing pictures of him, and like, who doesn't want to be Ryan Gosling?
Yeah,
Seriously.
like the pink suit he wore for the Barbie.
Oh
Yes,
I was gonna
it's
say-
so good.
That all to me, like, there's so much like that's behind fashion, but a lot of fashion is also the confidence that that person has to be able to go in and wear that, being like, you know what, pink suit,
Absolutely.
He's confident.
that's what I'm
This
wearing.
picture,
Be like,
look
all right,
how confident
take
he
some
is.
You look
pictures.
so confident.
It's awesome. I love it.
I'm a huge Gosling fan as it is.
Oh, always.
so
I
it's
always
like-
will be. Yeah.
So one of my personal ones was Lady Gaga.
Real.
Oh my gosh.
Especially.
I can spend minutes on that.
Okay, I mean, like recently, I mean, she looks good.
Oh, yeah.
Always. But I'm talking specifically like back in the day when people thought that she was just like
Icon.
weird,
Straight up.
I guess. People
Yeah.
will call her weird, like the meat dress and
Or
stuff.
transgender.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. But like, I loved some of the outfits she would do where it was like, they were always like really colorful and things like that.
Yeah.
And they were always like, I mean, not to mention specifically the meat dress, but like she would use stuff that wasn't always typically made clothing.
Right.
And I thought that was always really cool. And I don't know, I just
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think she was a bit ahead of her time. Like, the media called her out a lot and kind of insulted them, but looking back,
she's starting to go
It
back
was
to her
cool,
roots
yeah.
now.
Yes.
Because she went to I think like the Joker premiere and she had on like some like really like odd dress or whatever.
Okay, yeah.
And she's kind of going back to her roots.
That
like,
is cool to
beforehand, you know.
Yeah, she's got a very abstract artistic style. Someone else that I thought kind of followed that line is Bjork.
yes, I love Bjork.
Very abstract artist in general, very abstract person. I feel like she definitely shows that in her fashion.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
just
for sure.
true.
no.
Had to throw that out there. at
And
least.
like even just the fashion she has in her different music videos, like she has such a unique sound, and it's like very broad, and it fits a lot because it kind of gives you like a surreal feeling. And then when she has these crazy outfits, it gives you a very like surreal but also like beautiful look. And I think that's kind of like
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
I was gonna say, honorable mention, Zendaya, of course.
Zendaya.
I mean,
Yeah.
going back to the confidence that we talked about with Ryan Gosling, I feel like she could pull off anything. Suit, dress, it doesn't matter. Put her in literally anything, and she will literally knock the house down.
Yeah,
agreed.
Like, it's,
Basically, yeah, female Ryan Gosling.
Yeah.
Well, I got one question for you guys. Is this the Krusty Krab? Well, coming up next, we're going to be discussing some of our favorite moments from SpongeBob.
Who lives in a pineapple under the sea is a question that viewers have been answering for generations now. SpongeBob Squarepants has been on the air for 25 years and has over 300 episodes. We're here to talk about some of our favorite moments from this show.
Where do we even begin?
well, okay, I
There's
have to
so
be,
much to talk about.
I was gonna say, if I have to be honest with you guys, during the break, we were literally sitting here going through all of our favorite quotes.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
before we actually cut, it was like, okay, you know what? Let's just start singing, the different songs that we know from the song, like from the show.
It's iconic.
Yeah, one of the songs that I was starting to reference was the Fun Song.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that one is good.
That's iconic.
Like, it randomly gets stuck in my head sometimes.
Yeah,
song to
I
suck
think
ahead.
what really adds to the show, it has very good music, but then all the characters, it has such a wide cast of characters, and they're all really like lovable, so it is fun when they go and sing.
Oh, absolutely. I agree. Humor on the show, I want to throw that out there. It's just top tier.
That's just attributed to the script writers that have been writing comedy and things for so many years, and they just don't miss on a season. I can't name one SpongeBob season that's like bad. There isn't
Well,
one.
Yeah.
maybe newer stuff, but
I
like
was gonna say,
Yeah.
because
that
there's newer
prime,
writers.
nothing is bad.
But
Like early 2000s.
Yeah.
But
like
there's
that kind
comedy within the show,
Yeah.
but there's also some moments that like I feel like that kind of touch on like the touchy-feely, like
Yeah.
like Gary come home and like
Don't say one.
when SpongeBob was when he worked at the Chum Bucket for a little bit.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
like
Right.
they have like the song where they're like the ghosts and they're
Oh, the
reaching
stove is not a
across.
home?
Oh yeah, the stove is not. Yeah, that's what it is. I
Yeah.
keep going back to the songs one, but yeah.
I'm thinking about when they made that robot and like it made it seem like a teenager, and Plankton was like trying to get him to work, and he's like, "No, I don't wanna."
Yeah, I think that it is surprising how much from the show has continued to be funny and like stay in the zeitgeist, because it has been on since like 1999.
Yes.
So I
Yeah.
think it's really cool to see, and even like Bubble Buddy, like
Yeah.
it's crazy to see how early on some things are. Like the image where SpongeBob is super dried out.
Yeah.
That's from episode 1. Like it was already funny like that. Like,
I know.
Water.
It's Patrick going in. What kind of place is this?
I don't need it. I don't need it.
I don't need it.
I need it.
And I also really just like because I think that's the introduction of like Sandy, and just the dynamic between Patrick and SpongeBob and Sandy is super fun. Like the hibernation one, or when they think they're in space and they try and like kidnap Squidward thinking it's an alien and stuff.
The aliens would like to talk to you.
The Texas episode is unmatched.
Oh yeah.
The
It's
one where
so funny.
she tries to go to Texas and they try to keep her in Bikini Bottom.
Hey, Vinny, what am I?
Stupid?
No, I'm Texas.
What's the difference?
It's iconic. It's
so iconic. Another line I was talking about was that one where they're trying to raise that baby clam and he can't fly, and then Patrick goes,
Oh.
"What's the matter? Is he stupid?"
I think Patrick alone adds a whole new dynamic to the show.
No.
Like, you can't have SpongeBob without Patrick.
exactly.
Seriously, he's just the comedic relief, and he'll just say things out of the blue. You're like, what? But then you'll
What?
like totally crack up over because he just says absurd things to help with SpongeBob's more like SpongeBob makes a little bit more sense of things, and
Right.
Patrick's
Yeah.
just like,
Patrick's to the total.
Like when Patrick is
What do you
beat up
mean?
by nothing to try and get into.
Yeah.
Okay, that was a good.
yeah, where he lifts up his pants and gets kicked. Like,
Yeah.
how does that happen?
Yeah, I thought it was interesting. I was watching a video, and it was the interview with the person who plays Sandy's voice, and she's like, my contract was week to week. She's like, at any point in time, Sandy could not have been a character, and she said everybody but SpongeBob's voice was on a week-to-week basis for almost 5 seasons.
Oh, that just sounds like a scam. That
Yeah.
sounds like a scam from Nickelodeon.
Imagine losing any of those voices.
Yeah, and so she was talking to like the creator, and he's like, wait, I could have fired you, I had that power? He's like, I would never have thought of that in a million years. He's like, and it just, that like reminds me of actually how iconic these voices are.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially Squidward. Like,
Squidward's a good one.
he is like kind of being the foil isn't the right word, but like the straight man in a lot of it is so funny, and I think it is like a kids show, and there's a lot of like childish humor, but then Squidward adds a whole dynamic of like self-hatred that Squidward has, and just like being a failure that adds
Yeah,
so much.
like-
He's just real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is a perfect way to describe it.
He's just a normal guy living his life, and he's got these two
Two idiots
idiots
next door on
running
both
across
sides.
his, like that picture, the picture where they're running across his yard, and he's just
Yeah.
staring out the window. He's like, please help, please get me out of here.
Speaking of the two idiots that he lives in between, you remember when that he moved out of Bikini Bottom and he moved into this like,
Oh my.
like
Yeah.
what,
Oh
that
my
God,
community-
they have it.
yeah, where it's like that endless cycle, and he's like, I need to get out of here. I can't do this anymore. Like, I feel like that's such a grown-up topic to even do, being like, oh, the grass is greener
Yeah.
on the other side. Maybe sometimes it's not. I feel like putting that into a show that's like, what, rated for 7-year-olds?
Yeah.
Right.
I think is like, there's like some deeper meanings, and I feel like that's why older audiences, even still now, enjoy the show.
It kind of reminds me of that one time they went, let's get naked. No, we'll do that for when we're selling real estate. Did
Yeah.
not know what that meant as a kid. Not gonna say what it means on air. Haha.
I also really like how much has come out of the show, like the first movie and the stage musical, like the guy who's dating Ariana Grande or whatever right now, and
Yeah.
all the other movies. Like, I think it's really interesting to see an animated show be able to do so much outside of the show.
I was gonna say, nonetheless, even the spinoff that happened with that Patrick Star, and
yeah.
also, what's the one? It's like the Campfire Friends. I forget like what it's actually
Campfire
called.
song?
No. I mean, that's a good song.
Yeah.
But like, there's one that's like where like SpongeBob and Patrick are younger and they're at summer camp.
The kids one, the Camp Coral.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I haven't
Yeah.
seen that one, but I really like the movie. I think the movie is an amazing piece of SpongeBob. I think it's one of the best things that they ever made.
Yeah, first movie was iconic.
The first one.
Okay.
Oh, the very first
I want
one.
to touch on the second one,
Oh, okay,
the
yeah.
live action one. We haven't talked about Plankton yet. Now,
We haven't.
here's the thing about Plankton. Sponge Out of Water is pretty much SpongeBob helping Plankton become a better person.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's his whole exploration. And I think like throughout the movie, like he has this whole arc where he's bad and then he becomes good in the end. And it's like, it really just describes how like SpongeBob can portray real life situations. People being bad and becoming good through, you know, it sounds cringe, but like through kindness and through like
Yeah.
compassion and actually
Yeah.
caring for other people. And I think SpongeBob like just takes Plankton through that whole journey. Even though it's not as good as the first one, it does have its good parts.
Yeah,
So.
and Plankton and Eugene's relationship, Eugene Krabs, where
Yeah.
you show that they were kids, and there's that one part where Plankton calls Mr. Krabs because he doesn't have anyone else to talk to, and he's like, hey. He's like, hey. It's like, yeah, they're mortal enemies. He wants the secret recipe or whatever, but still like they have known each other for such a long time, and I think it adds a lot to the comedy where they're like, yeah, whatever, like.
Yeah, it definitely adds a lot to it, especially like outside of looking from the main characters. Like we have like characters like the Flying Dutchman, we got Pearl, we got Larry the Lobster.
Yeah.
You know, like I can go on and on listing characters that are iconic, and they're not even like quote unquote main characters.
Right.
They just have those iconic scenes, I guess, that make them
Yeah.
super, known.
Lovable.
And
Unique,
lovable.
iconic, yep. I also do want to mention, going back to the movies, the end credit songs for both movies are iconic and amazing.
That is true.
Ocean Man by Ween is amazing. The Nerd song is amazing. How did they not miss? Like, that was, they go 2 for 2 on that.
Also, they have some really good songs in the Christmas special.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I love the Christmas
yeah.
special.
It's really good.
I think about that so often when I don't want to apologize. Like when Squidward keeps trying to say sorry and it's like, I'm sorry, and then Donkey keeps saying. I think that is a really good scene. It's really funny, and also it's just like a good way to like kind of call him like a jerk and stuff.
My favorite thing from that Christmas special is that one like picture of SpongeBob with a tear down his face. It looks so dumb.
And there's the gif where it explodes and it cuts in
Yeah.
half and it keeps coming back.
I was gonna say, moving outside the Christmas special, but still staying with like that snow theme, like the one where they had the snowball fights.
Oh yeah.
That is the one I'm just like, they're just like throwing them, and then Patrick keeps making them into squares and triangles, and I'm like, how are you doing this? But like one of my like notable things with that, I feel like, is him standing outside of Squidward's house, being like choking, where he's like, help, help.
Yeah. I'm not best at like the newest SpongeBob, but it has a special place in like everyone's heart. It definitely defined like 2 generations.
Oh, absolutely.
I was gonna say, and I feel like there's many generations to come that are still gonna enjoy the show, because even like the older seasons are still relative.
Yeah, definitely.
For sure.
A major strength of SpongeBob is the creativity animated comedies allow. Next up, some Blurb members will be talking about their favorite, sometimes rigid, procedural TV shows.
Growing up, we all imagined being a superhero. Well, sometimes not all those heroes wear capes. Within these shows, we see people play out scenarios as doctors, police, fire, even medics. Procedural shows have been around for a long time. What are some of your guys' favorites?
So my personal favorite is 911 or
Sure,
Grey's
love that.
Anatomy. I can't choose. Probably Grey's Anatomy, because I've watched that at least like 3 times.
Peter, what's your favorite?
For me, probably The Rookie. I think that's like one of my favorite cop shows.
I love that one.
For me, it's either so my first one that I became obsessed with was Law and Order SVU, but my favorite is Criminal Minds.
Oh my gosh, I love Criminal Minds. If I'm gonna be honest, Criminal Minds was one of, sounds crazy as a 9-year-old watching Criminal Minds, but it honestly was my first procedural show that I watched.
You were 9? Yeah,
I was
you watched
not-
that at 9
yeah,
years old.
Yeah.
9?
My parents did not care what I watched. I would watch it with them, if I'm being honest.
I wasn't even allowed
Yeah.
to watch SpongeBob.
But no, I absolutely love that show. Like, going back to the actual show, we'll discuss that later. But I love JJ so much.
Oh my gosh. When
I know.
My queer awakening.
I love Reed, Matthew
gosh.
Gray Gubler so much that I have a pillow with his face on it that my boyfriend got me for my birthday, which and it's just his face like 20 times in like little hearts, and we call it the Gubler pillow. And it's okay. It's a thing, and I like the fact that it was a gift from my boyfriend makes it so much more cursed.
Yeah, and honestly, going back to 911, that show, honestly, is one of my favorite. Like fire. It has it all. You get the medics in there. You got the firefighters in there. You got the police in there. Like, can we talk about it? I was gonna say Athena Grant.
I love
That
her.
woman is like literally my icon. When I grow up, I want to like be Athena Grant. Like that character, I love her so much. One of my favorites though, like I'm gonna stay on this like fire like medic sort of deal here for a second. Chicago Fire. That show is the reason why, for a small time in my life, I was a firefighter. Like, because I love that show so much. I've watched every single season multiple times. Like I can tell you all the arcing stories of that entire show. And then they started off with Chicago Fire. Have you guys ever seen these?
I saw Chicago Med.
Okay, that's exactly where I was about to go, with Chicago Med. And I don't know, they do those crossovers. It's made by the same people who made Law & Order. Dick Wolf.
Yeah. I know that like Blue Bloods is a very like a popular one. I've only watched that with my mom.
My grandmother got me stuck on that show, and I literally watched it so much with my sister.
What about the Rookie? What do you like about it, Peter?
I really like how I really like the writing for the show, and also just like the overall like premises of of it being a cop show.
I know.
The characters. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
I love the character.
The character growth in general is so amazing, and also like Pete Davidson being in it sometimes is just so funny to me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's one of the main officers. He's Nolan's brother, and I think that's really interesting. That show, my gosh, I'm so sad it doesn't come back until January. Like it is such a good show. I feel like all the characters are very well rounded compared to some of these other procedurals that we are talking about.
Yeah.
Some of the characters aren't very well rounded or well written.
I
feel
agree.
like this is one of those shows where it's like you get the drama, but you get the action, where it makes you so in love with these characters. You know what? Another show that does that really well? Grey's Anatomy.
Oh gosh.
Okay, they used to do it very well.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay, but I
Hot
love
take.
Shonda Rhimes.
Yes, I love Shonda Rhimes. I did not watch past I think season 17.
I mean, if I'm being honest, I've only seen seasons parts and pieces
Okay.
with my sister. It's one of those shows that I do need to dedicate the time to, but because it's a genuinely good show. It makes you care about the characters. It's that same energy.
I haven't seen much of Grey's, but I know my best friend is obsessed with it. So all of the info I hear from it is secondary sources. But from what I heard, it sounds very, very interesting.
I was gonna say, kind of a little bit of throwbacks. We talked about how these procedural shows have been going on for a long time. Did you guys know that one of the first, if not the first, procedural show was actually Emergency? That Chicago Fire is actually based on Emergency, and they actually used Station 51 in Chicago Fire like they did in Emergency.
Nice.
I didn't know that part, but I knew that it was based off of it.
I was gonna say, I deep dived into all of this.
Isn't SVU one of the longest running?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I remember being home from school sick with a fever and just binging SVU the entire day. I probably shouldn't have because I was in the 7th grade. I wasn't 9.
Okay. Question my parents on me.
But I just fell in love with SVU and Olivia Benson, and she's just such a interesting character.
Again, going back to those well-rounded characters.
Yes.
I mean, another throwback, one of my favorites is ER. I personally never seen the entire show, but I watched it growing up with my parents. It's one of those things where I feel being okay, if I'm gonna watch Grey's Anatomy, I'm gonna watch ER.
Yeah, so the first ever one I watched was NCIS.
Oh my gosh, yes.
I used to watch it with my grandpa growing up, and looking back, I probably shouldn't have been watching it because they talk a lot about violence and stuff like that. But I mean, what kid doesn't watch stuff with violence?
I'm sensing a theme here.
No, not at all. Totally not. But yeah, all these shows, I mean, they hold, I can tell from with you guys, but I know for me, for a fact, these shows hold such a special place in my heart where I feel so connected to all these characters in different ways. And I mean, yes, some of these shows were, part of our childhoods, and we're, and it's cool to see that majority of the shows that we talked about are still running.
Yeah. I've called Criminal Minds my comfort show before, and I've gotten a lot of weird looks for that because of the content of Criminal Minds. But I rewatch it when I'm not in a good place, and the little snippets of funny moments in there is amazing, and it just gives me life. And like when they're just basically like a dysfunctional family, like Hotch is the dad, and
Yeah,
like,
I mean with JJ and her Cheetos, and when
Yeah.
Reed put the recording of him screaming on Morgan's headphones.
Yeah, or-
I mean those moments where they just get to like be like, yeah.
what did you join a boy band?
I was gonna say we're. I was like, yes, we're normal people. Like,
Yeah.
even when they were doing some like experiment where they had to like pop off the lid. Like,
Yeah.
Reed, it was Reed, Prentice, and JJ were all
Yes,
doing that.
yeah.
It's like those small moments that you get. And I feel like you feel that across all the shows. We're just like these small little moments. You're like, oh my gosh, I love this so much.
But can we talk about the unfortunate scenes where people die during these shows? Because like that's like a main point of these shows is like main characters will die.
I think of one of the saddest ones was on Chicago Fire with this was seasons ago, so it's been out for a while, so no spoilers, but was Otis. They have a whole statue. You still see the statue in the show today, matter of fact. Yup. It was, I know, but like, I mean, I know we could talk about all these shows with the different characters. Grey's Anatomy, I know, had very heartbreaking moments.
Denny.
The Rookie had heartbreaking moments with Lieutenant, like, all of it. I'm just like, oh, I love these shows. I'm glad that we, got to share our love of these shows. But just like these shows we've discussed, there is a creator that has been around for a long time. Do you know everything that Trisha Paytas has done? Well, Anne-Marie is going to put to the test right after this.
A woman who started off as a YouTuber has become such an enigma of a woman. She has lived many lives. She's done it all. And today we have our cast do a true or false guessing game on things she may or may not have done, because she's all over the place.
50% chance every time.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good.
The way it works is just write either true or false on your whiteboards, and I'll count down from 3, and then you flip them all at once.
Okay.
So, okay. First question. Has Trisha married a cardboard cutout of Brad Pitt? You guys ready?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
I put a true.
I also put true.
I put true with a question mark.
I put true
You
as well.
all get a point. She has. And there's photographic evidence of the wedding.
Oh my
I actually think I remember this.
Also,
I know.
starting off with a false would be crazy.
Well, she also like married off like a lot of people in Las
Yeah.
Vegas.
You guys see
I'm
her
not
cover
surprised.
of all the Hamilton songs?
I have.
It's so funny.
Oh gosh. All right. Question 2. Has Trisha been in Eminem, Amy Winehouse, Katy Perry, and the All American Rejects music videos?
God, she's all be true.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Oh, wait.
3, 2, 1.
False. I also said false.
Samesies.
Is that? Did all of you put false?
Yes.
Well, you're all wrong. That's actually
Dang,
true.
man.
She
What
was in
Amy
an Eminem
Winehouse?
music video? I was like
yeah.
100% sure she wasn't.
She was in the Eminem music video, and it actually became a trend on TikTok to do the little dance that she does in the music video for this past summer. So yeah.
It was like from his recent album?
No, it was one of his like older albums, like when she was
I
first
didn't know
starting
this.
off. But yeah, the thing that surprised me was the Amy Winehouse.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
Like-
that's a false.
That is
Yeah.
also why I put false.
Haha, I got you. Anyway.
You did. You really did get us.
Okay. Was Trisha on My Strange Addiction for hair crimping?
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Okay. Ready? Okay. 3, 2, 1.
False.
I also said false.
It was for tanning, right?
Yeah, it was for something else.
Yep, it was for tanning. So
Yes,
everyone
self-tanning.
besides
Sneaky.
Peter got a point.
You almost got me.
Sorry, Peter.
It's fine.
I just remember someone saying that in the entertainment office not that long ago. Like, oh yeah, she was on here for for tanning, and I was like, oh, fun.
Yeah, I almost got you. I got Peter though. Has Trisha appeared on the Maury Povich show?
He's the one with the glasses, right? And the people yell out and he's like, "You are the father."
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
I put true.
I thought it was false.
It is false. She has appeared on Dr. Phil, though.
Oh, okay.
I get all fancy.
Oh yeah. I was
Yeah.
wondering why I was taking.
She
so
was
long.
also on. Oh, I don't know if there's any other shows on here, but she's in a show I really like.
There is another show on here. However, I have a feeling it's not the one that.
Oh, okay. She's really good in Nathan For You. She's funny in that one.
Yeah, there's no questions about that.
Okay,
You're
yeah.
good.
She's only on there because of how.
That was a gamble.
Anyways, I
Oh,
don't think I can say it on air.
alrighty then. Well, question 5. Now this one's a doozy. Has Trisha said that she is Catholic, Hindu, Jewish, pagan, a transgender man, a DID system, a chicken nugget, and black, all at some point in her life?
Oh, I don't know.
It's a long list.
Can you run through those again?
Catholic
Okay.
is the most surprising to me.
Okay, Catholic, Hindu, Jewish, pagan, transgender man, a DID system, a chicken nugget, and black.
I used to call people chicken nuggets all the time, like growing up. Like I was like, oh my god, you're like a cute little chicken nugget.
I look like a
I love
burnt
that
chicken
for
nugget.
you.
I don't
still
know.
love
Sorry,
that.
that's like a
That-
random fact.
No, I love that for you.
All right, I think I'm ready.
Okay, are you sure?
Yeah.
I'm never sure.
Okay, well, be sure. 3, 2, 1.
True.
I also
That is
said-
all
I
true.
also said true.
Very
That
true.
is true. So,
Do I get an extra point for saying very true?
You know
no.
what? I shouldn't have guessed based off of this, but I saw a TikTok recently where it was like Trisha Paytas' funniest, cringiest moments or whatever, and it was the one where she's like, "Do I feel like I'm a transgender person? Yes. Am I comfortable in my own skin? Yes." And it's like I don't.
so
That's one of the only things I know about her.
she has rescinded close to all of those statements.
This makes sense.
Yes.
Is she still Catholic?
I believe she's.
She's a wackadoodle.
I-
That's what
I'm-
she is.
I'm
think she's-
pretty sure she's Jewish
Yeah, she's
currently
practicing
because she has a Jewish husband.
Oh yeah, and then she did that mukbang on TikTok.
Yeah, but she also had like a period of time where she like was beefing with like the witch community, and everyone said that they were gonna like curse her, so that's fun.
That is fun.
Yeah. she put like a black wig on and put black lipstick on and was like, "I'm a witch." So that's lovely.
That woman's a ticking time bomb.
She makes money off this.
Yeah.
I want to remind people
Yeah.
this is how she makes her money.
All right. Has Trisha Paytas appeared in a Quentin Tarantino film?
I don't watch enough movies to know who that is.
I love Quentin Tarantino.
He did Pulp Fiction, Reservoir Dogs, Inglourious Bastards, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Never watched any
Django
of those.
Unchained.
He's really annoying.
Django Unchained, which is his best one.
You would recognize his annoying voice.
Oh my
He's like,
God.
okay, yeah, so I'm gonna say the N-word a lot in these movies for some reason because I love writing that down in scripts.
And then he always
and-
plays the characters
Yes!
to say it.
Yeah, no, I am not the biggest Quentin Tarantino fan.
I like his movies. I just think that he's.
I'm gonna wear these stupid hats and I'm gonna talk a lot.
Okay. 3, 2,
I'm not a Quentin
One.
Tarantino fan.
I think
put
this is
false.
so it's actually false.
Okay. I said no. I don't know why I didn't say
Finally.
false, but
This game is rigged. No, I'm kidding.
Nick,
Just messing with you, Anne-Marie.
you were.
I know this woman is like Pandora's box, and anything can happen. So
But fun fact, the way she did get started in 2010 was
I knew she was in a movie.
with her YouTube channel. She started her YouTube channel dedicated to Quentin Tarantino and actually met him and like became friends with him. And there's photos of them just like very like almost amorously hugging. So
Yeah.
that's fun.
Yeah, I think that's what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen that clip of him talking to Fiona Apple in that bar? Quentin Tarantino, he's like,
It's time to climb Mount Everest.
and she is clearly just like dead inside.
I
No,
Okay.
but I believe you.
do not, but I
Fiona
believe
Apple.
you that happened. Okay. Up next is our last question, which is a very interesting. Oh wait, no, 2 more questions. Sorry,
Okay.
I was reading ahead. Oopsie doodles. Has Trisha claimed that dogs do not have brains?
I'm so scared of this woman. If I ever ran into her bar, I think I'd just run.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
False. I put an F for false.
It was true.
It's true, probably.
So
Does she have any reasoning behind it that you know, or did she just say
Stupid,
this?
that's why.
she just said it in 2013.
Because she,
okay.
because she doesn't have a brain.
She's a published author,
So-
also, by the way. I don't know if that's...
And a mother
And a
Of
mother.
2.
Of 2,
Of
yeah.
2.
Yeah.
That's
okay.
true.
named Malibu Barbie. And I
But
forget what the other one is.
okay. Last question: has Trisha been used as a model for a Marvel character?
I hope not.
Let's speed run. Okay, 3, 2, 1.
False.
That is actually true. She was on Stanley's show, Who Wants to Be a Superhero, as Miss Limelight. So with that, Des is the winner.
Oh, good job.
Yeah. But thank you guys for playing this wonderful game.
I was so excited for this game. You have no idea.
I don't know how I guessed those all right.
But yeah, Des got 7.
She also got in trouble because she dressed up as Cleopatra.
That is true.
Cultural appropriation.
Which
don't
she
know
has
what year it
done
was.
many times.
She did a lot.
Yeah.
She does a lot of things.
Yeah, she
one
does.
specifically that I'm not going to say on my You know what I'm talking about.
Is what we were talking about?
Yes.
Oh, that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, anyway, please don't cancel us. Please. That's all we have for you tonight for the Blurb. Be sure to follow us on Instagram and subscribe to our YouTube at BSE The Blurb to see more of our beautiful faces. And to get more of that celebrity by tuning in next Tuesday at 8 p.m. for more Hollywood at Ken. Have a great night, Portage County.